Good morning, everybody. It's Terrific Tuesday. Are we ready for this? Is everybody off to a good week? Hopefully, y'all had a good weekend. So this morning, I had to rearrange my schedule just a smidge. I was this weekend. I kind of reached a point where I was like, I can't do any more thinking. You guys ever have those days where you're just like, I can't think about new patterns? Hey, Maggie, good morning. Maria is here. Joyful Rosetta, good morning. Kimberly, good morning. Gen X is in the house. Sarah, good morning. I was just like, I can't think anymore. And so I had to kind of go with a kind of easier pattern. Hey, Marcia, good morning. Pam is here. Good morning. Pam's Beach Vibe says every day. Hey, Queen 530, good morning. So, y'all, I just did a little modern granny blanket, wheelchair size. And so, anyhow, this morning, I'm just doing a little edging on it. And I'm doing the crab stitch, the reverse single crochet, and just gonna kind of have a chill morning here. And that's kind of what I was feeling. Sometimes you just got to go with what you're feeling. Hey, Jody, good morning. Mimi, good morning. Jennifer, how are you? Karina, how are you this morning? It's Terrific Tuesday. So, I don't know if everybody has done the crab stitch before or the reverse single crochet. It's a really nice, easy border stitch. So basically, ooh, 6 already. How about that? Bray, thank you so much for the heart me this morning. Jenex says, I love the crab stitch. Mama Bird, good morning. Christy, how are you? So this is kind of a manly blanket, is kind of the vibe I was going for. And so I just wanted something very simple, nothing ruffly, just a nice basic edge. And that's kind of what this stitch looks like. The dogs are playing this morning. If you see my chair hopping up and down, it's because they're playing at my feet. So we'll see how they are this morning. But the thing with the crab stitch, normally when you crochet, if you're right-handed, you crochet this way, right? So you work from right to your left. With the crab stitch, you actually work from the left to the right. So it kind of does a little trick on your brain almost. But all you do is you have a loop on your hook. And instead of working this direction, I go into the one here, grab up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through both. So I just work in the opposite direction. And that's all I'm doing with this little border. Wow, you guys already completed fan club phase 1. Everybody's clicking away this morning. So I have to tell y'all, I had a really good weekend. Just kind of relaxing. I didn't really do a whole heck of a lot. I worked on my crocheting, obviously. I worked on organizing my crochet room a little bit. But it was a really good weekend. So our bluebirds have hatched. We've got baby birds in the box. One box of our tree swallows has hatched. So mom and dad are bringing bugs into those little guys. I've got a pair of mockingbirds that built a nest outside our bedroom window. We've got one of those. I don't know what kind of bush it is. It's like a spiky ivy kind of bush. And they've got baby birds. But the coolest thing happened this morning. Well, yesterday, my husband texted me or called me on his way to work. I think he called me. He said, be on the lookout. He said, I just saw the bald eagle. We've got one bald eagle that kind of hangs out a little bit. And so, anyhow, he said, I just saw him. He's right over here by the neighbor's house, and be on the lookout. Well, I'll tell you guys what. I was outside with the dogs this morning, and wouldn't you know it, the bald eagle is sitting over there in the cow pasture. Sitting in the cow pasture, if you can believe that. Right on the fence, big as day, big old bald eagle. Now, if that's not how to start your day, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Let's see. Vicky says I was taught to go in the left direction, but twist my hook. Yeah, so the way that Maggie does it, she goes in this direction and gives it a twist. I watched a video a long time ago and I learned to go in this direction with the crab stitch. So I just have the loop on my hook. I go under both bars and grab up a loop. So I have two. And then I just yarn over and go through both of them. So in this case, I'm working in the right direction. Hey, Lulu, good morning. Mama Wheeler's in the house. You guys, Mama Wheeler has been sick. Papa Wheeler's been sick too. Are you feeling any better this morning, Mom? I'm glad you did your little breathing treatment. You always get me a little worried there. So hopefully you're feeling better. Vicky said that doesn't look too challenging. No, it's actually pretty easy. You just kind of got to get the hang of it. Just Gen X girl is here. Good morning. How are you, friend? Okay, the dogs just went outside. My chair is now remaining flat. Am I in the screen here? Do I need to adjust these screens? Can you even see my stitch that I'm doing? Focus, April. Pay attention. Less story time, more crocheting, as they like to say. Um, just a Gen X or Gen X girl and Anvil. I made y'all a little sticker for if we get a troll. Did you guys see it? It's a new sticker. It's a new sticker I made. It's pretty darn cute, if I do say so myself. Maggie says, I do the crab stitch moving forward, but twist my hook. Yeah, so the way that Maggie does it, hang on, I got some other yarn here I can show y'all the way she does hers. If you don't like the way that I'm doing it, let's just fire up another yarn here and see if we can replicate that. Because it is very interesting, the two different ways. Oh, goodness. Look right here. Shh, shh. Do not tell anyone. Do not tell anyone. So as you're working along, let me do a couple of single crochets. I think I'm going to do this right. So Maggie puts, I think she draws this up tall, puts her hook in. Maggie, correct me if I'm wrong. Twist like this and then does it. Is that right, Maggie? Y'all, if you're not following Maggie, give this woman a follow. She is amazing. Amazing. So that's how you can do the crab stitch, I think, in the other direction if you want to do your spinning of your hook. It looks basically the same. So it looks like this versus the one that I'm doing looks like this. I don't know, pretty darn close, right? Pretty similar if I did it right. Hey, Miss Macy. Macy, I'm so glad to see you. I was going to message you the other day. I hope you're feeling better. Are you on the mend? Hey, Arlene, good morning. Randa said, I can see. Okay, good, good, good. Maggie said, that's right. All right. So there's two different ways you can do the stitch. Anvil, do you like the bless your heart sticker? Every now and then we get some trolls. You gotta have a bless your heart sticker for those folks, right? Let's see. How many chains do you start this rectangle? That's what I do. Vicky, I started with 36 chains, and then I did one turning chain. It slants the opposite direction. It most certainly does, but it has the same effect. Okay, so there's another option for you. If you don't feel comfortable working to the right, I know a lot of people won't feel comfortable with that, but it just kind of takes some practice. So the way that I started this blanket, guys, this is a completed blanket here. Look, here I am using my stitch markers, size I hook. So cool. So glad I made those. If y'all need stitch markers, you got to give Karen, our friend, a follow and hit her up. Okay, so I started with a chain of 36. This is hard to fit on the screen here. And then, let's see, Marcia says, so help me understand because I'm left-handed, but crochet right-handed. Okay, we're going to do some more of these stitches, Marcia, and you'll see as I work along. Yeah, this is a really pretty yarn, isn't it? Anvil said story time. Oh, Anvil, remind me because I do have a story for you all today. I do have a story for y'all, but let's talk about some stitches first. Then we'll have story time, okay? So I started with a chain of 36. And the way that I calculate how big to make that starting chain, when you're working on a rectangle blanket, What you do is you take your length that you want your blanket and subtract the width. Okay. So in this case, I want a 35 by 45-inch blanket. If I subtract 35 from 45, that gives me 10 inches. So that is the length of my starting chain. Now, when I do this granny stitch, it has to be divisible by 3. So that's how I came up with 36. Okay, so I chained 36, which gave me 10 inches. Now, same thing. Let's say you wanted your blanket to be 50 by 60, more of a lap size blanket for like on your couch or something. Same thing. 60 minus 50 is 10 inches. So in theory, when I get past 35 by 45, I could keep going and this would turn into 50 by 60 if I just kept doing more. Okay. So 36, then I chained one as a turning chain. I turned my work and I crocheted back the other direction with a single crochet. Okay. So that kind of fattened up my center here to give it a little width there. Now, if you feel comfortable doing what is it called where you do the single crochet right into your chain and all that good jazz, y'all, I don't do that, but it doesn't mean that you can't. You could totally do that if you wanted to. And then when I get to the very end over here, this becomes my corner. Okay, so I did a chain of 3 here. That counts as my double crochet. Then I did 2 more, so there's my little granny stitch, and then I did a chain of 2 in the corner, right back down into that same stitch, another 3 granny cluster, and then another 3 granny cluster. Then as I was crocheting along, I skipped 2 chains. This one's kind of hidden under here. But in between every 2, in the third, I do a granny cluster. Okay. And then I work around and I do all my little granny stitches. Then I come back and I do my chain work. Okay. So that is how I start this blanket. Now, what I'm doing, I've done it the whole way around. It's 35 by 45. And now, if I didn't lose my crochet hook, here it is. We're doing the crab stitch. So very simple border. Goodness, I'm making myself dizzy here. Hold still, April. Hold still. Right? Okay, so I'm doing a single crochet. This is called a reverse single crochet, aka the crab stitch. And I have this one loop on my hook. Okay, so all I do, instead of working this direction, I go backwards and I put it under those 2 loops. Then I grab up a loop. Now I have 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. That's a crab stitch. Hey, Sparky, good morning. Okay, again, working backwards under those 2 loops. Grab up a loop. Now we have 2. Yarn over, pull through both. So as far as how a left-hander would do this, y'all, I really don't know. You might have to Google left-handed crab stitch because I'm really not sure and I don't want to misspeak. I only know how to do right-handed. But it is very, very easy and it gives it this nice like cabling effect or cording, almost looks like cording, right? Around the edge. So it's just a nice simple border. To me, it feels manly. Now, I have done it for like baby boy blankets. When I do baby blankets, I'll put this stitch on it if I don't want it too ruffly. I just feel like it's a nice, even finishing edge. Gives it just a nice kind of finished look, but it's not like an in your face, like too girly or ruffly, right? I wanted this to be kind of like, a guy at the, care facility might gravitate towards this blanket. This yarn, for those that are wondering, is, believe it or not, Red Heart Super Saver, because Mama's cheap. Mama is cheap. It took about 2.5 skeins to do a 35 by 45. It is the super stripe jumbo. I guess it's not striped. But it's a red heart jumbo. It is the colorway Sutherland stripe. Let's see. Just a Gen X girl says I do it the same way as you, just using my left hand. We have so many left-handed folks that follow me. It's really amazing. I know of like 10 left-handers that follow me. So I know I crochet different because it's right-handed, but For whatever reason, I guess it's, you guys still make it work. Can you do the twist again? Oh yeah, the other way, the right-handed way. Hang on, let me let's see. So here we go. Or the right, the when you go the other direction. So this stitch I'm working from left to right. This is the traditional crab stitch. Let's see. Do you have a video of how you start the beginning of it? I most certainly do, Luna. If you go over on my YouTube, my handle over there is Wheeler 8 Acres. And there is a blanket over there. It's got 3 skeins of yarn in brown. What is that? What is that blanket? What did I call that one? I can't remember what it's called, but it's 3 skeins of brown yarn. If you go onto my live tab, I start one of these from start to finish. I make this pattern a lot. So look over there on my YouTube. If you're not following me on my YouTube, I would love if you guys would subscribe over there. Okay, so let's say I'm working in this direction, right? Okay, so what we do is we go under the 2 bars, grab up a loop. So now we have 2. You kind of pull these up a little tall, okay? So that way you have room. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hook towards me and twist it around. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of those. Then go down in the next stitch. Again, grab up, bring that up kind of tall. Make sure you have some wiggle room on those. And do the little helicopter spin. I like to call it the Maggie helicopter. Pull in upper left-hand corner. What are we voting for? Are we doing a poll of how many are left and how many are right-handed? Because I'm really curious about that. So if you don't feel comfortable working in the right direction, you could work like this. I nicknamed this the Maggie helicopter because I've seen her do this a number of times on her live, and I know she finishes blankets like this. It has the same kind of similar look. The Maggie helicopter. No, no, girl, seriously. Maggie says all the time this wasn't her stitch that she invented, but I don't care. It's called the Maggie helicopter because that's what it feels like. I feel like a little propeller going around, right? Every time. Okay, let me get a couple more of these, then we'll look at them side by side again so you can see the 2 different options. But if you feel comfortable working from right to left versus left to right, here's what they look like side by side. So the one that I'm working on, it slants to the right because I'm working in the right. And let's see. Okay, so here we go. Poll has completed. Are you a left or right-handed crocheter? 22.58% said they are left-handed. 77.42 says they are right-handed. Doesn't that, I think that's way above like the national average, right? Isn't it? I think it's pretty cool that we have so many lefties here. Pam says 22%. Pam's like, that's me. That's me. Pam in the house. Hey, Veronica, good morning. So that's the 2 different options. Okay. So this is the Maggie helicopter. It's also like considered a crab stitch variation. And then this is a crab stitch or the reverse single crochet that I'm actually doing. Does that help? Gen X says, I couldn't vote. I'm a lefty. See there? More than 22%. Pam says, growing up, no one was left-handed hardly. You know why that is, Pam? I have a theory on this. So I've been married twice in my life. You guys know this. My ex-husband, he was left-handed. He was actually ambidextrous. Hey, naughty grandma. Good morning. He was ambidextrous, and he told me, Marcia says she's left-handed, but crochets right-handed. So some of the stitches are challenging. So my first husband, he was ambidextrous, but he was really a lefty. And he said the reason why he was ambidextrous is because all his teachers and stuff made him like try to do it the other way. Now, my current husband is also ambidextrous. Same story. So my ex, he would write with his left, he would eat with his right, and he would do most everything else with his right. But it was the craziest thing. He would pick up his hammer. I've never seen this before in my life. He would, his hand would get tired from hammering, and he would pick it up in his other hand and resume hammering with the same strength as power. For me, I'm right hand dominant. So my left hand is very like weak compared to it. Is I couldn't have the coordination to number one, pick it up and do it in with the other hand. And then to have the same precision and accuracy, it's really quite amazing. And then I've been remarried for, gosh, I've lost track of time. Um, I don't know, 8 years or so, maybe. I don't know. Time flies. What can I say? My current husband, Mr. Wheeler, is the same way. Is the same way. He literally can do everything with both hands, but he said it's the same thing. Most lefties are ambidextrous. I think we have to live in a righty world. I guess that could be it. Let's see. Kelly said, I may as well not have a left hand. Uh, it doesn't work. I know, right? That's how I feel with my left hand. Now, somebody mentioned on the live one time, wouldn't it be cool if you could crochet both left and right handed? So then as you're working and like when you're working like let's say a ripple, right? And you're going up and down and then you turn your work and work back the other direction. And so I actually tried because I'm a geek that way. I actually tried, could I do the single crochet with my left hand in the other direction so I didn't have to turn my work? And I did it for a little bit. It was really hard, but I still think, and I haven't done any ripple blankets or anything where I'm working back and forth and have to turn my work. But I swear the next time I do it, I'm going to still try to crochet going this way with my right hand and then go back the other way with my left hand. It could work, right? It could work. I think that would be pretty cool if I could do that. I feel like I would be uber talented, but don't hold your breath. Mama Bear says, wow, you're crocheting backwards. I absolutely am crocheting backwards. This Mama Bear is called the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet. It puts this really cool edging on it. Can you guys see that edging? It's really kind of a neat little, this is what it looks like on the back. So instead of working from left to right, I'm actually working to my, or sorry, I normally work from right to left. Instead of that, I'm working from left to right. So the way you do this, I have one loop on my hook. This is the stitch I'm working into. I'm doing essentially what is called a reverse single crochet. I put my hook under both bars, grab up a loop. So now I have two, yarn over, pull through two. This is called the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet. So again, single loop on your hook, go under both bars, grab up your loop, yarn over, pull through two. And it just puts this really simple, kind of elegant, I like it. It's kind of manly. I think it's a manly border. Okay, so as I'm doing this, let's see, Mama Bear's, I didn't even notice that. It looks normal to me. Good eye. Yeah. I'm definitely going the opposite direction of us righties, what we normally do. It's a pretty cool little stitch. So I'm putting an edge on my crochet blanket is what I'm doing this morning. Maritza, good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're at in the world. I think you're not in the US. I suspect you're probably afternoon. I don't remember. Are you in Australia, Maritza? Remind me. Remind me. I saw someone popping up. Where'd you go? Where'd you go here? Let me rewind. Uh, hey, Caroline, good morning. I saw a little flag. Diana. Uh, Diana said hi from, is that from the UK, Diana? I'm not very good with flags. Forgive me. I think that's the UK flag. British flag, maybe? Uh, I guess I should have paid better attention in school, y'all. I kind of messed this one up. Hang on, I got to rewind that. See how that crossed over weird? Let me pull that back out. I don't like how that looks. Rewind. Frogging this morning. Kelly says, my son is a lefty, pitches left, golfs left, bats right. So strange. Pitches left. That is pretty strange. In my mind, he would bat the same as he pitches. One would think, right? Wouldn't you think that? What have I done here? Hang on, I messed up. I messed up here. Okay, go under both bars, grab up my loop. I'm almost to the corner here, folks. 10 new messages, goodness. Mama Bear says, I'm in Australia. Nice, nice. Dee's in Australia too. I have to tell you, I really like the opal, what are they called? Um, I can't remember what the show is called on Discovery, but I love the opal folks that are mining for opals. I watch it almost every night. I love the opal hunters in Australia. I really get a kick out of it. Okay, how am I going to do this corner? Should we just go around it maybe twice? Do we go twice around the corner? Let's see how it looks with two in the corner, just like I would do. That looks pretty good, right? All right, let me Outback Opal Hunters. Thank you, Gen X. Sharky says I'm an Aussie too. Nice, nice. That is my one of my bucket list places. My husband and I would both love to go to Australia. Um, I've been to Alaska. That's our other place that we would like to go. I don't have any real desire to go to like New York City or anything like that. I'm not really a city kind of gal. I really like outdoors and that kind of stuff a lot better. But Australia definitely is on the bucket list. Um, and then I'd also like to go. My dad's family is how's my corner looking? Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. That looks pretty good, huh? Y'all like my corner? I did two in the corner, two crabs in the corner. Let's see. You started something for me in the UK, only learning to crochet, and got orders for 9 lily tops. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am really digging the lily top. I know you guys know that. So I worked on the pink one on the live the other day and I finished the pink one. Okay, so here's my little pink one. But I gotta make a video to show you guys because hey Shay, good morning. Um I made a white one and I posted it on the Discord, but I did a totally different stitch right here in the middle. If you're on the Discord, you can see it. If you want to get on the Discord, the link's in the link tree. Make sure if it gives you an error that it's expired, click on the three dots and open it in the browser, okay? But basically, I made it and it's in the weave right here in the middle. It's like little diamonds. It's like little diamonds. Remember I don't remember what day I was doing it, but I was talking about this stitch. And I said, I think it would look cool with this stitch. And so then I had to do it because I was talking about it. Here's the extra small and black. This is what she's talking about, the lily top. I think they're really cute halters. So then I ordered off Amazon because I want to be able to take some pictures. Gen X, I would use cotton for this. Use cotton for a lily top. This lily top, you can still find links on the link tree for this. This is by Passionate Kelsey. It's one of her most popular patterns. It's really cute. It ties in the back. Okay, so you add like these. I added a little extender. This one I did 10, but it crisscrosses in the back for like a summer halter, and then you can tie a little bow on it. But I ordered off of Amazon a little mannequin bust. So this way I can display these and take a picture. So I'll be doing that at some point. Um, so oh yes, thank you, Arlene. I worked on them on Thursday. I'm really digging the lily top. Um, so anyhow, that is yeah, that's a really fun thing. So I made another one. I guess I made it Friday morning because I really wanted to do the extra little diamond shape that I was thinking in my brain. Stephanie said, liking the border stitch on that blanket. What is it called? This is the crab stitch, aka the reverse single crochet. So it's just a nice, simple kind of edging if you want. A lot of times I do very ruffly type borders, and I feel like this is kind of a more just relaxed, easy kind of border. And so the way that I do this is I have a loop on my hook. I'm actually normally I crochet from right to left. In this case, when you do the crab stitch, you work from left to right. And what I do is I just go into this, you can see this stitch right here. I'm going to go under both loops. So I have my loop on my hook, go under both, draw up a loop. Now we have two, yarn over, pull through both. And I just am repeating that. Now, one thing you want to do when you're working this stitch, make sure your stitches are staying kind of in order as you put them through. So if they get crossed, it kind of gives it a different look. So that's one thing to be kind of like conscious of as you're working this stitch, to make sure that you're not getting crossed up on your yarns. So for example, what I mean is if this one hops over this one, it gives it kind of a different look. Okay, so are y'all ready for story time? You've been patiently waiting for the story. So, as you all know, I am the waffle influencer. I have dubbed myself the waffle influencer because y'all heard the story last week. I was working on the waffle stitch blanket, and my mom, Mama Wheeler, had to hop off because I influenced her to go make waffles because I was working on the waffle stitch. And so then we started talking about waffles. And so I've dubbed myself the waffle influencer. So, anyhow, all week last week, we were talking about waffles, right? And I had made waffles the weekend before. But this weekend, I think to myself, oh, waffles sound really good. Well, then on one of the lives last week, we were talking about how beautiful the strawberries are right now. Every time I go to the store, my husband goes to the store, he picks up a pint because they're just beautiful. So Saturday morning, I wake up at like 4 o'clock or something. I'm an early bird. And so I think to myself, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna get my strawberries going so that I can make some waffles a little later. And that will be really good. We'll put this strawberry syrup with fresh strawberries on our waffles. So I chop them all up and I get my little meat thing and I'm, kind of pounding them, and I pour some sugar on me, right? Pour some sugar on. Okay, yeah, I pour the sugar on the strawberries and I let them do their thing. They're in there marinating, right? And so this is about, I don't know, 5:30 in the morning on Saturday. I'm in there working on my strawberries. So, anyhow, I don't know, about an hour later or so, my husband's like, "What's your plan with those strawberries? Because they're going fast." And I said, "Oh, well, I'm going to make waffles." And he goes, "Oh, okay, that sounds good." He goes, "You better hurry because there might not be any left." So he goes, "At this rate," basically every time husband goes through the kitchen to go outside and have his coffee and cig break, he's grabbing a couple spoonfuls of my strawberries and they're disappearing like that. So anyhow, I go in there, I guess it was about maybe like 6:15. Okay. And I start my waffles. Hey, Cindy, good morning. Joyful Rosetta said Saturday was Kentucky Derby. I didn't get to go because it was cold and raining. Oh no. Don't you hate that? So anyhow, I'm in there and I got my waffle machine out. I got my batter all mixed up. And here comes Diesel. Okay. I've got the batter ready to go into the waffle maker. And all of a sudden there's Diesel in the kitchen. And he's shaking. And I look down and my kitchen floor is black with mud. Absolutely black. It had been raining, just like Joyful Rosetta mentioned. We'd had rain for a couple days. And Mr. Diesel decided he needed to be outside playing in the mud puddle. And oh, yeah, Cindy. Oh, yeah, Karina. Big time. Covered in mud. And not just like a little mud. And he had to find the nastiest mud puddle out there. It was literally black. It was like, this the soot at the bottom of the mud pile. He was absolutely covered. And of course he's shaking and the mud is flying everywhere. The black water is flying everywhere. And I said, "Babe, please come deal with this dog. Please come deal with him." And he's like, "Well, of course, husband's in here on the couch on his phone, completely oblivious to everything. He's watching truck videos or something. Diesel has run from the entryway, which is over here to my left, all the way down the hall. There are black footprints everywhere, all the way into the kitchen. The whole kitchen is tracked up by the time I get a hold of him. He's literally run in front of my husband through the living room, black footprints everywhere, mud and rain everywhere. So, anyhow, Mr. Wheeler comes and grabs him and throws him in the tub. And the tub water is like black, absolutely black. Of course, he's shaken throughout the house, right? So not only is the mud on the floor, the mud is all over the walls. There's pillars in our living room. Of course, they're white. They're covered with black, sooty water. What a mess is right, Cindy. Literally dog tracks everywhere. So Mr. Wheeler gets them all cleaned up. In the meantime, my lovely waffle mix is just chilling on the counter. I'm proceeding to mop the entire floor at 6:30, 6:15 in the morning who wants to be mopping their floor at 6:15 in the morning on a Saturday when all you want is some strawberry waffles? All I wanted was a nice, easy morning, get my coffee, have some strawberry waffles, relax, do a little crocheting. Sarah said, "But the waffles, what happened to the waffles?" Oh, the waffles still got done. I had to do some chores uh, before I could get to my waffles. So, anyhow, that's my weekend story time with all of the rain. It was muddy, and then yesterday, Diesel decided he was going to go out to the pond, and he really loves. Hey, Kim, good morning. He really loves the pond. Of course, the pond has got a bunch of nasty black water out there too. He gets right at the edge of the shore. They became brunch instead of breakfast. Well, girl, I did get my waffles. I did get my waffles. Karina, I gifted you a subscriber subscription this month. I don't know if you saw that, but you can do the stickers and stuff now, Karina. I did gift you one, so thank you for being an April fan and being here all the time, Karina. So anyhow, yeah, we still got our waffles. All was still well. It just was like, who wants to be cleaning up all this dog water blackness? So how was all your weekend? Was it good? Was it eventful? It's kind of hard to work in this opposite direction. If you're just hopping on, guys, um, Karina said, "Yes, I did. I almost cried. I meant to message you." Okay, cool, cool. I made a bunch of new stickers this weekend for all the subscribers. So, Sunny Flower Girl said, "I like that stitch to finish it off. Doesn't it look cool? It looks really cool." This, for those that don't know, is the reverse single crochet, aka the crab stitch. Sarah said, "I planted strawberry plants. Awesome, awesome." Cindy said, "Not as adventurous as yours." Kelly said, "Great. I went to see Metallica with my cousin who came down to Milwaukee." Awesome. That sounds good. Mama C had an awful weekend. I'm sorry, Mama C. Hey, Mello. Good morning. How are you, friend? I'm almost to another corner here. Metallica. That sounds fun, doesn't it? I haven't been to a concert in a long time. I think the last concert I went to was with my ex-husband. It was that one of those Christmas um, heavy metal. I can't think of what it's called. I'm sure you all know which one I mean. Hey Dana, good morning. How are you? Um, so in the corner with this crab stitch. Oh, look, I'm changing color. How cool. Um, oops, I messed up. Pull that back out. Yes, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Thank you. That is the last concert I went to. That has been a lot of years ago. A lot of years ago. As I work to this corner, it's tripping me up. I'm trying to focus. Hanging in there. How are you? I am good. Doing well. I'm off to a good week this week. So um, I've got a lot of stuff on my hook. Marcia said, "What does the back of your crab stitch look like?" Marcia, give me 1 second. Let me round this corner and then I will show you all what the back looks like. So I did 2 crab stitches in the corner and then I just moved my way around. Let me round the corner here a little bit and then we'll look at what the back looks like, okay? So one thing I did this weekend, how many of y'all have used the all-in-one granny stripe yarn by Red Heart? Show of hands. Who has used the all-in-one granny stripe yarn? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? It's the one that you get that you can make a granny square with it. It's been out for a number of years, but it was expensive and I wouldn't buy it because I'm too cheap. Betty says Maggie has another way to do the crab stitch from right to left. Miss Betty, she absolutely does. I call it the Maggie helicopter. I'll show it here in just a minute how to do the other. So here's the crab stitch. Here's what it looks like on the back. Just a nice, easy, simple border. Just a Gen X girl said, I finished my shawl. That is awesome. Let's see. I am not keen on Red Heart yarn. I used it, but I disliked it. So, Anvil, did you try to make a granny square with it? What did you try to make with it? Because you would think a granny square yarn, you make a granny square, right? Well, friends, Marcia said I've used, but not as a granny square. Girl, same. Okay? So, here's what I have on deck for tomorrow. Da 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 da. New granny square. New granny square. What yarn did I use? I used the all-in-one granny square yarn. Does it look like an all-in-one granny square? What do y'all think? Pretty darn cute, right? Anvil said I will use it for something else. I really dislike it. There you go. Marcy said I had such a hard time using it with the pattern. Absolutely. Not a fan. But I figured out how to make something else with it. There's what it looks like on the back. So anyhow, I bought those and they don't line up. Yeah, they don't line up. So I'm showing this tomorrow on the live, Stray Cat. This is what is on deck for tomorrow. I'm going to make these granny squares with the all-in-one granny square yarn. Not what it's meant to do, but that is what I am making with it. Now, here's the thing. I had to figure out all the math to make it do that, okay? So there's a lot of specific counts. I got to hurry up and make a video with this before I forget what the heck I did. But I made a number of these. I worked on this Friday night and then I worked on it Saturday morning. And that's why by Saturday afternoon, I was like, I can't do any more thinking because I was trying to get the all-in-one granny square to make this square without having to cut off in the middle and go around. So the only thing I had to do, I had to measure special the center and I had to, obviously, I had extra black left over. So that's what's on deck for tomorrow. The yarn that I'm using today, this is Sutherland Stripe. This is also Red Heart Super Saver, and I just let it flow. I just let it flow. I didn't want to like try to do any thinking or anything like that. Rachel, good morning. Thank you for the seashells. Dana, thank you for the seashells. Appreciate that. Thank you all so much for the screen tap. 10,000 already. You guys. So amazing. So amazing. Okay, so Cindy says that black makes the granny square pop, doesn't it? It's kind of cool. So anyhow, Karina says, I heard you have to have a specific length tail for it to work. Yeah, it took me some math. I had to do some mathing, Karina. But I got it all figured out and I think I like it. I think I like it a lot. So I figured I'd come on and share it with y'all. Let's see. I think Allie said, I think I'm using the same colorway on a blanket right now, and I'm also letting it flow. This one right here, Allie, this is Sutherland stripe. This is what it looks like. I don't want to collapse my center. I've got the nice tunnel going, you know. Oh, it's going to fall. It's going to fall. But it's the Super Saver Jumbo Stripes is what I'm using today. Pam said, will you still be doing the beach bag? Absolutely, Pam. I just pushed it back. I'm going to do the beach bag on Thursday. Oh, and I wanted to get your all's opinion on the beach bag. Okay, so let me ask you guys. I already did one that is in. I don't have it near me, but I did it in like beachish colors. But I wanted to ask your opinion. What do y'all think about these colors for a beach bag? Do you hate it? Or do you think it's like, oh, kind of cool? This is bruschetta. I love this cotton. This one is, I love this cotton, rosemary cottage. I'm kind of feeling these colors. I don't know why. I don't normally gravitate towards these colors, but I'm kind of feeling it. I thought maybe I would do the straps with this bruschetta color and then do the middle of the bag with this color. Do y'all like that? I think that's what I'm kind of feeling for Thursday's live. You guys are gonna have to come back on Thursday to see the market bag, okay? Uh, so let me get back on these crab stitches here. It does have kind of a beachy vibe. So many times the beach bag is like I do the aqua blue and the white and the tan, and I feel like I've like overdone it. You know what I mean? Like I guess you couldn't have an like not enough, right? But I don't know. I was kind of feeling like the terracotta color. Hey, Leah, good morning. Stray Cat says, I'm usually not able to catch up at this time. Please post videos for people just starting again. I absolutely will, Stray Cat. So, for those that are not familiar with my channel, number one, if you're a new follower, good morning. I've seen a number of you pop up this morning. I'm sorry I haven't had a chance to acknowledge each of you individually, but my name is April. I'm a hobby crocheter. I come on live at 7:30 Central Time. I live in Northeast Alabama. Kim says, I like it. Okay, Kim. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Debbie. Good morning. I don't know if I get to say good morning to you, Deb. Glad that you're here. Um, Maritza's in Pennsylvania. Why did I think you were overseas, Maritza? I apologize. I thought you were not in the US for some reason. Um, anyhow, squirrel totally ran by. When I go live, I am live on both TikTok and YouTube this morning. Okay. So I don't make a lot of formal tutorials. I do work full time, but most of the time when I'm on my live, I'm kind of doing like teaching of stitches. And you can go back and rewatch all of the videos on my YouTube. My handle over there is Wheeler 8 Acres, and just hit the subscribe button. If you want, you can turn on the little notification bell and you'll get alerts when I go on live. I make live events for all of my upcoming YouTubes as well. So sometimes people are watching me on their TVs as well as the TikTok, or sometimes people are just watching me on their YouTube, not on TikTok. So I kind of have both, happening. But when you look at a YouTube profile, so like when you go to my page, you'll see a tab that says videos. And I do have some videos there. Then I have another tab there that says shorts. Those are the little short clips that are like 30 seconds long or whatever. And then the tab next to that is called the live tab. So if you're looking for my videos, you have to hop over to that live tab, and that's where you can find most of these replays. Okay, so they used to take a while to publish out, and now they publish out right away. So you can go back immediately after I'm off the live and rewatch this crab stitch, for example. But there's other, like this middle of this blanket. This is the modern granny. So there, if you want to know how to make this blanket in particular, there's one that is like with brown yarn. I can't remember what it's called, but it shows like 3 skeins of yarn in the picture. And anyhow, you can look for that video, and it shows you how to crochet this blanket from the very beginning. Leah, thank you so much. you did crush that goal, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. What else do we want to do today? Did they get us anything new over here on TikTok land for gifts? I see new stuff, but it's all like really expensive. I really like the shell. Can we do some more shells? Let's do some more shells. At least that one's new and it's not as expensive. Stray Cat says, "Thank you. I'm really trying hard to remember how to crochet." Girl, I bet it, or I guess you could be a man. I'm sorry. I shouldn't make that assumption because we do have a lot of men that watch me crochet. Um, maybe it's like riding a bike. Maybe it'll just come back to you. Stray Cat, Bella Coco is good on YouTube. Yes, I really like Bella Coco. I really do. I really do. I make a lot of her stuff. A lot of her stuff. Leah and Just a Gen X Girl, thank you so much for the gifts. I really appreciate that. Wow. Y'all, y'all. Mama Wheeler said, "Keep trying. It will come back to you, I promise." Mama Wheeler hadn't crocheted for a number of years. She just recently got back into it. Mama Wheeler is my mom, for those that don't know. She's been a little under the weather. Mom, I didn't hear. Are you feeling better? Are you improving at all? Oh, is Papa Wheeler there by the way? Can you tell me if Papa Wheeler is watching? I saw a joke. Yeah, I think somebody posted a joke. I think it was on Leah's live. I was watching Leah and I just need to know if Papa Wheeler is listening. He usually is listening. Let's see. Stray Cat said, "I learned from my mama when I was 12. I was cross stitch and embroidery were easy to remember, not." You might be surprised. Stephanie said, "I want a simple border stitch for a corner to corner blanket. Any suggestions?" A little better. Papa Wheeler is in the house. Okay, so Papa Wheeler loves the dad jokes. And it was really rainy this weekend. Like I said, I think I was on Leah's live. And somebody on there posted a dad joke. And she said, "What do you call a grizzly bear in a bear in the rain? What do you call a bear in the rain?" A drizzly bear. Have you heard that one, Papa Wheeler? A drizzly bear? I'm not very good at telling jokes. Papa Wheeler is much better at telling jokes than I am. So hopefully he can put his little Papa flair on it and get it better. My crab stitch is reversed. The front is on the back and the back is on the front. I'm going to post my square on the Discord and we'll show you both sides. Okay, Marsha, that sounds good. I'll look out for it. Uh, oh, it was Maggie's live. Okay, okay. It was raining. It was raining. I watched Maggie's live. I watched Leah's live. I watched a bunch of lives. What can I say? I was crocheting. I had my little tapper going. Tap, 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 tap. Good one, April. Okay. All right, cool. I didn't butcher it too bad. Okay, so for those that are just coming on, let me show how to make this stitch, okay? And I'm going to show you two different ways for those who don't feel comfortable with the way that I am doing it. Okay, so normally when I crochet, I work from right to left. In this case, I am going from left to right, okay? I'm working opposite. I have a single loop here on my hook. I go under both loops, grab up a loop. So now we have two. And then I yarn over and pull through both. So again, I take my loop, I go through under both loops, grab up a loop. Now we have two. Yarn over, pull through both. Right back under both loops, grab one up. Now we have two. Yarn over, pull through both. And I'm working this direction. So completely opposite of what we normally do. This is called the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet. Somebody mentioned they're looking for a border for a simple border for a corner to corner. Do you guys have any suggestions for a border? Let's see. I did a fan stitch border for a corner to corner like that. So a fan stitch. Well, first let me let me show you guys. Betty brought up that Maggie does her crab stitch a little different. And you guys all know our friend Maggie that's here on the live with us. If you're not giving Maggie a follow, give her a follow. She does her crab stitch a little different. And I'm going to show you how she does hers. Okay, so this way you have two options. I hope it's okay that I'm showing this, Maggie. I didn't ask you if it would be okay. I probably should have done that. I call this the Maggie helicopter. She said before it's not her stitch, but this is where I learned it, so that's why it got the name. I will forever, the rest of my life, call it the Maggie helicopter. Okay, but it's basically the same stitch as what I'm doing right now. So let me get my yarn attached to my work here. When Maggie does her crab stitch, aka the Maggie helicopter, you're going to see why I call it that in just a second. So she has a loop on her hook here. Then instead of working this direction, she works this direction because this is too this it's easier to work in this direction. It's kind of one of the things that we like to do, right? So we go under both loops, grab up a loop, and you kind of pull these up a little tall. Then what you do is you put this hook towards you, spin this around like a little helicopter, yarn over. We still have those two loops, and we're going to pull through both loops. We're going to move to the next stitch, go under both loops, pull up a loop. Again, kind of pull them up tall. You need to give yourself enough room here to do this little helicopter spin. Yarn over, pull through both. Right under both loops, grab up a loop, and then spin your hook around. See why I call it the helicopter? It's like a little propeller. We're gonna put these side by side so you guys can see them, but you can get to really going fast with this stitch as you go along. And so you might prefer to do a similar stitch like this for your edging, but it is a little different than what I'm doing. Okay, so this is another option for you. Thank you, Maggie. I saw your note that you said I could share it. Next time I'll be better about asking. My bad. My bad. Here they are side by side, okay? So you'll see right here, this one I am working from left to right. This is the crab stitch, the reverse single crochet. Ignore these little single crochets here, but this is the another option for you. If you don't feel comfortable working from left to right, you could work it right to left. Okay, so either way is completely fine. A couple different options for you. All right, and they both have kind of the similar effect, and they look very similar on the back as well. Okay, so just a little variation, but two different ways you could do it. Oh goodness, I gotta do this. Drag the slider to fit the puzzle. Hang on, I gotta do a little puzzle piece here on TikTok. As if my life wasn't hard enough with this new puzzle. Okay, puzzle is done. I'm gonna get back to crocheting here in just a bit. I gotta frog this out. So anyhow, both options I think are really uh, kind of fun. Kind of fun. So here we go, back with the reverse single crochet. I didn't know we were going to get to use the bless your heart sticker so soon. I didn't realize that, but hey, it's a good thing. Good thing. Hey Shan, good morning. Crystal said, okay, never mind, it's okay. What did I miss, Crystal? Uh, sorry. Sorry, y'all. Oh, yeah, it's okay. Guys, we don't know what everybody's going through. Sometimes people just have a hard day or something. So we try to give them a little grace. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. That is perfectly fine. Debbie says, I love the purple. Oh, did you see it? Did you see? Debbie can see my other project I have going here. This is my other project I have going. So if I get done with my border, I'm going to work on some of these squares. If I make it all the way around my border, but that square, Debbie, is the Victorian lattice square, and I did that live on what, a couple weeks ago. Um, there is a link on my YouTube. You can go back and rewatch it. But if I, like I said, if I might make it through this whole border on my live. I don't know what time it is. I'm just putting the finishing touch on this blanket, just putting the finishing edge. And so anyhow, I might make it all the way through. If I do, I'm going to switch to working on those squares. I started working on some of them last night, and I was working on them this morning. I've been up since I don't know, about 4. Shan, this is the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet. So basically, I have a single loop here on my hook. And instead of working from right to left, I'm working from left to right. So this is my next stitch here. I put my hook under these 2 bars, and then I grab up a loop. So now we have 2, and then I yarn over and pull through both. So this is called the crab stitch. Again, just with this loop, go under both, grab your loop up, and then yarn over and pull through 2. It kind of gives it this nice, subtle, like, I guess kind of like a little ridge, I guess. So it's sometimes I don't want a real fancy border on stuff, you know. Sometimes I just want something that's really nice and simple. Sometimes you really want the blanket to be like the star of the project, and you know, if you get too roughly of border, sometimes they'll take away from the stitches or whatever. So this is just kind of a nice option. That didn't work right. Hang on. I find when I drop the stitch, I have to go back and redo it for it to, it has to put like this little twist in it. If I don't, then it doesn't look the same for whatever reason. Shan says, I've done it the other way where you spin the hook. Yes, I just showed that option as well a little bit ago, right? Probably right before you hopped on, Shan. I was showing that option as well. Either way, you get kind of the same effect. Let's see. We have a poof button for negative nitpickers. Some people just can't be nice. I know. I know. That's one of the hard things when you come live and put yourself out there. And, you know, sometimes people don't like how you do things exactly, but I try not to let it slow me down. You know, I just do my thing. And, you know, uh, if it's not everybody's cup of tea, I totally get it. It's fine. Betty says, I love that border. I use it on my dish rags. Oh, Betty, that's a good way to use this. I could totally see this on a dishcloth. That is a really good option. Bree said, "Are you crocheting from left to right?" I absolutely am, Bree. It's like backwards, right? So right here, I have one loop on my hook. This is my next stitch here. So I'm going under both loops. Okay, so basically I'm working from here this direction. So I take my hook and I just slide it under both loops, grab up a loop. So now we have 2. It kind of does this little twisting thing. And then I yarn over and pull through 2. And then I move to the next stitch here and grab up a loop. And I just keep repeating that the whole way around. And then I'm almost to the corner here. When I get to the corner, I'm actually going to put 2 of these crab stitches into the corner. Shaylee said, "Are you the mean crochet lady?" I don't think I'm the mean crochet lady, Shaylee. I try not to be. I try not to be mean. I try to be nice to everybody. Feel free to ask questions. I will do my very best to answer. I am not an expert crocheter by any means. I don't profess to be. I have been crocheting for gosh, what, 40, over a little over 40 years. I'm just a hobby crocheter, and I like to come on here and crochet with my friends and just kind of show some of the projects that I'm working on and talk about crochet and stitches. And I'm sorry, I do kind of get off tangent sometimes. I get to telling my little stories, and it's just kind of who I am. So it does happen. These little squirrels run by, and I get sidetracked, but that's what just happens. Yes, this is Sutherland stripe, red heart Sutherland stripe. I just let the colors flow. I did a modern granny, just a very easy blanket. You can kind of see it has the chain along with the double crochets. And now I'm just coming back and I'm putting just a very simple border around the edge. Becky, this is the crab stitch. It's also called the reverse single crochet. So basically, I have one loop on my hook. Instead of working from right to left, I'm actually working from left to right. Oh, Rachel is in the house, guys. Catch her Thursday night teaching her hubby to crochet on her live. So she made it. So, Rachel, for those that don't know, is a crocheter here on TikTok as well. And she told her husband, he agreed, that when she got to 10,000 followers, he would learn to crochet on the live. She's going to teach her husband how to crochet. Now, I told Mr. Wheeler this, and Mr. Wheeler said, there ain't no way, and you know what? So I appreciate her husband for being a good sport. But Rachel, congratulations on 10,000 followers. Really awesome. Really, really awesome. Rachel does amigurumis. She does blankets. She does so many different cool projects. So if you're not following her, be sure and give her a follow. Leah, if you are a knitter, likes to come live and do knitting. Uh, Girl, I'm trying to do the knitting, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to take. Hey, Granny, good morning. So in the corners, I did 2 of the crab stitches. I've got one more leg to go here, and then I'm going to be switching projects because we'll be done with this blanket. But if you're just joining, today I'm doing the crab stitch. This is the reverse single crochet. It looks more complicated than it really is. It just, you kind of have to wrap your mind around working in the wrong direction. I think that's really the only challenge, but it just took me a few times and then I'm able to do it quite successfully. Leah doesn't just knit, she knits chaos. Yeah, so uh, I wouldn't call it chaos, but what Leah does that is so very special is she makes up her own patterns and her own creations. And there's not a lot of people that can do that. I don't know about knitting, but it's sometimes hard, to be able just to kind of do your own thing and make your own knit patterns and stuff. So that's one of Leah's little specialties. She makes the your last little couple that you made uh really cute. Turned out really cute. She has a video on her page. Basically she made like these stuffed people that she knit them. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. There's so many awesome creators here on TikTok. I wish I could give everybody a shout out. It's hard. There's so many talented people. I'm sure I'm overlooking somebody, but that is what is absolutely amazing about the social media platforms is you can find the person who is just suited for you. So pretty cool. Let's see. I love Tunisian crochet. I want some hooks. Um, I don't I think I know I have some Tunisian hooks because they're like really long with the crochet hook on the end, right? I have a bunch of those hooks, but I have yet to do Tunisian crochet. Let's see. Rachel says, I have a video scheduled to post about 10 a.m. Eastern. I have a link to the event in there too. Okay, I'll make sure and get an alert for that. Nobody. Here you are you back in from outside? Mr. Diesel just arrived. We got to give him some treats here, guys. Hang on. He's being a good boy this morning. He's being a good boy. Here you go. All right, good boy. Go lay down. Rest up. I got mine from the Zon. No, no, no. Oh, you're all muddy. You're all muddy. Here, go. Off me. Ooh. I just had a muddy dog in my lap, y'all. He goes outside on the grass and it's all wet out there, you know? It's all wet and gross. Then he has to come in here and jump on me because that's how he communicates with me, I guess. Sorry, let me get resituated here. He got me all messed up. Where's my crochet hook? Here it is. Sorry, guys. Um, I made some of your heart granny squares. Now everyone in my prayer shawl wants to learn how. Oh, that is so cool, Sadie. Thank you for sharing that. That is awesome. I have a new square for tomorrow I'm going to be making. It's the all-in-one granny square yarn. You don't have to use that yarn, but you certainly could. That's what I purposed it for. I didn't want to make the regular granny square with it. I wanted to be different because that's how I roll, you know. If I throw the treats, then he goes out and has to go hide and seek in the living room. It works well. It works well for keeping him jumping on me. Let's see here. We've only got a little bit more to go here with the crab stitch. This is the end. Coming up on the end. Mom, are you signing off? Okay, Mom, I'll rest on you. Oh, you're talking about Diesel. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't need to rest, I'll tell you. He's got more energy than anything I've ever seen. He's what is he now? December, January, February, March, April, May. So he's coming up on 5 months now. He's not a little baby anymore. I posted a picture on Facebook. You guys can see him over there. It's public. My handle on Facebook is the same, Wheeler 8 Acres. But there's a little picture of Diesel with his brother in the living room. He's not small anymore though, you guys. He's big. He's a big boy. Have you tried a treat ball to keep him busy? I have. I'm just most of the time too lazy to fill it up. So, you know. Let's see. Is that how you close a backer off with a border, or is it part of the stitch? This stitch that I'm doing it's called the crab stitch. It is the reverse single crochet. It's basically like a border. So I'm doing the finishing edge of this border and I'm adding this little ridge to it. So this is what my stitches look like. I just did granny clusters for my whole blanket. And so now what I'm doing, you have one loop on your hook. The crab stitch, normally when you crochet, you work right to left. I'm actually working left to right. And so basically what you do is you take this loop with my hook. This is the next stitch here. I go under both loops. I grab up a loop. So now we have two loops and then I yarn over and pull through both. So it basically puts like this little twist in it. So again, right under both loops. So it's essentially a single crochet, but we're working it in reverse. That's why they call it that. The technical name for it is the crab stitch. So again, I have the one loop here on my hook. I'm going to go under both these bars, grab a loop, pull it up. Now we have two. Yarn over, pull through both. Go right under both loops, grab up a loop. There's our two. Yarn over, pull through both. So it puts this little twist on it. There's what it looks like on the back. So it's just a nice, clean, finished edge. Yeah, it is a nice stitch. It's a really nice, easy, clean looking border. If you don't want something that's like too ruffly or anything, it's really easy to do once you get the hang of it. Now, the other thing you could do if you don't feel comfortable with that, you could do a different way to do this. Let me show you. You could work a similar stitch from right to left. So basically what you do is, let me get this attached to my project here. If you don't feel comfortable working that direction, I'm just going to pop in some single crochets to get me going. Okay. So what I do is I have a loop on my hook. I go under both loops of the next stitch and grab up a loop. You kind of pull these up tall. Then what you do is you spin your crochet hook. I'm going to spin this towards me, okay? And I twist it around all the way till I'm pointed back the other direction. Yarn over and pull through both. So again, right under both loops, grab up a loop, pull them up tall so you can get your little twist here. I call this the Maggie helicopter. I don't know what it's officially called, but it is another variation where you can kind of twist, and that way you can work from right to left as you go along. I'll put these stitches side by side so you guys can see the difference. But again, make sure you're pulling them up kind of tall, and you want this height to be kind of consistent as you're doing it. And you just spin your hook. You can see why I call it the helicopter. But I learned this from Maggie. A lot of us follow Maggie here on her lives on TikTok. And so I spin this towards me all the way around and then yarn over and pull through both. Let's do a few more just so we have a good comparison and you guys can see the stitches side by side, how they look. So again, this is another fun little border option. Obviously, I'm doing the official crab stitch on mine, but some people like the helicopter a lot better. So it just really is a personal preference. Okay. So this is what this one looks like. If you guys can see that. This is what it looks like on the back. Obviously, I'm using a different yarn here, but if we look at them kind of side by side, I didn't give myself enough room here, but let's see if I can get this kind of lined up a little bit so you guys can see them side by side, the difference. So there is what they look like. Very, very similar, very, very similar stitches. So basically you have both options. They both look almost identical on the back, but you do construct them differently. So anyhow, that is how you make both different options. And hopefully you could try it out on one of your projects. But I am almost to the end here, and then I'm going to switch over and work on some of my granny squares that I've got going. So let me get this out of the way. Let's see. Where'd my hook go? Here it is. I lose my hook. Get set back up here. Okay, so the way I do the crab stitch, we have our loop on our hook. We have our two loops here. I'm going to put my hook underneath those two loops, grab a loop, pull it up. Now we have two, yarn over, pull through two. Right under the next stitch, both loops, grab up a loop. Now we have two, and then yarn over and pull through both. I have learned hooks like to run away. Yeah, my couch eats them, or my chair, or I drop them beside my table. I don't know. I'm always on the hunt for my crochet hooks. Somebody said they cleaned their couch the other day and found like 3 crochet hooks. I don't know where I saw that or if that was on a post or something, but we've all been there, right? My cat, your cat steals them. Diesel chewed up one of my good hooks, my 29-cent one that I absolutely love. He messed it up. I'm so, so sad. Thank you for the follow and good morning. If you are new to my channel, my name is April. I'm a hobby crocheter. I come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time. And I just share my little projects that I'm working with. I hop off at 9:30 so I can go to work. And I'm always working on something different, I have a lot of different stuff in the works. Now, tomorrow, if you missed it, tomorrow we're going to be making these granny squares. This is a pattern that I kind of came up with for the all-in-one granny square yarn. I didn't want to make the real granny squares with it, so I did my own thing. So this is tomorrow morning at 7:30. Thursday, I'm going to be working on a beach tote, a beach like mesh bag. And so that's what's on deck for Thursday. So what I'm working on today, I made this blanket. This is a wheelchair size blanket. I've got it kind of wadded up here in my lap, but it's all finished. I am putting the edging on it right now. So I've only got a little bit left here. You came on the right time. But what I'm working is called the crab stitch, or the reverse single crochet. So I have one loop on my hook, and then I have these two stitches. I'm actually working from left to right. That's why it looks a little different than what you're used to. Okay, so then I go under both loops, grab up a loop. Now I have two, and I yarn over and pull through two. We've got our loop here on the hook. Again, right under both loops of your stitch, grab. Now we have two, yarn over, pull through both. Move to the next, right under both loops, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through both. Move to the next. So you can see why they call it a reverse single crochet, because it's essentially like a single crochet. So again, right under both, grab up a loop. There are two loops there, yarn over and pull through both. And you just keep working along. In the corner, I did two crab stitches in the corner, and I think it looks really nice with the two. And you can get faster at this, but it puts a really nice edge on your blanket. Nothing too like big, no big ruffles. It's just kind of a nice, even stitch, you know, and it just kind of puts a little finished edge on it. Hey, Wilbur, good morning or good afternoon. Are you able to work another row on this stitch, or is it the absolute final row? I think you could work another row on top of this. You clearly have loops there you could work into. So, I mean, you totally could. For me, this is going to be the final row um, on the blanket. I thought I wanted it to be kind of, a lot of the wheelchair blankets I've made lately have been kind of more feminine. And so I wanted something that was a little more masculine to go to the care facility. And I thought these colors were kind of, I could see my husband like, using this blanket. So it's just kind of really nice, like neutral blues and greens. This yarn I used is the Sutherland stripe, and it's a red heart yarn. Let's see. As the first time, I would like to start from the beginning. Cuffy Cuffy, the very center of this blanket, you can actually find this on my YouTube. My handle over there is Wheeler 8 Acres. And if you go on the live tab, for those that don't know, I'm live both on TikTok and on YouTube this morning. And what happens is after I'm done with the live, you can go back and rewatch the videos. The one that you want to look for on the live is it's a brown blanket, and I can't remember the name of it, what I called it. I call all my blankets, I name them all. That's how I kind of think of things. The yarn I'm using is Sutherland stripe, but to me, this looks like a lake house blanket. So that's what I called it. I called it the lake house, right? You've got the green from the shore, you've got the sand, you've got the water. To me, it's like I could see using this blanket like at a lake house, right? Kind of snuggle up, get your book, um, just kind of relax in your lawn chair under the pines. That's the vibe I feel with this blanket. Birchwood. Okay, thank you guys. So look for the birchwood blanket on my YouTube. It's the same pattern. This is called the Modern Granny, and it shows you how to work it from the center out. This is a rectangle size blanket. Okay, so when I started this, sorry, it kind of takes up my whole lap because it is so big, but I started right here in the middle, and I did a starting chain of 36. But on that video, I explain how to go through all of these stitches with the granny stitch and then your chains. It won't be the last time I do this pattern. I do it a lot. I like it. I can sit in front of the TV. I don't have to think too much. And sometimes I just need that as just kind of a nice relaxing project. Some of the other projects I do are more complicated stitches, and sometimes my brain just gets a little on overload, and I have to kind of dial it back and just take a more relaxed approach with my crocheting. And that's where I was at this weekend. So I started this blanket Sunday, and I didn't work on it at all yesterday, but basically I can do a wheelchair size in a day. I think the last time I timed myself, it took like 7 hours, I think, to do a wheelchair size. Hey, Hillary, good morning. Sorry I didn't see your note earlier. Dawn, good morning. How are you? Yes, Discord is there, guys. If you want to get on the Discord, make sure if you try clicking on the Discord link from TikTok, if it gives you an error, uh, make sure you click on the three dots and say open in browser. Okay. TikTok and Discord sometimes don't play nice together. So just try opening it in a browser and it should work for you. So here I am back to the very beginning. This is where I started right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 of these crab stitches in the corner, and then I'm going to join with a slip stitch to my other stitch that I did here. And I'm going to call it done. Another blanket done for donation. So this is my first May donation blanket. Hopefully that'll work there. Let me get this snipped off. Of course, I'll have to weave in my tail. But that wraps up another blanket. How about that? Can this blanket be started with a chain instead of a center start? I started it with a chain, Betty. That's how I started mine, was with a chain. That corner's a little wonky. I'll try to go back and weave that in and make it a little nice. Let's do that now while I might as well give her a try here. Weave in my tail. So the one thing I don't like how this corner end, see how this is kind of pulling apart? What I'm going to do from the back here is I'm going to attempt to pull this stitch closer to the other one. So I'm just going to kind of give this a pull and weave my way back over to the other side here of my stitches and kind of make this a little tighter. Yes, the Birchwood video shows how I do that from the start. If you guys wanted to go over to my YouTube, you can kind of see how that begins. But I'm sure I'll be doing another one of the Modern Grannies at some point here on the live. I do them frequently. They work up great for wheelchair size blankets. So I do like that aspect of it. So I'm just trying to get this a little more together here and make it a little nicer. You need more treats? You've had a lot of treats, buddy. You guys hear the treats when I throw them on the floor for Mr. Diesel? He's on treat patrol today. He's like, "Mom, I need all the treats. I'm going to be good, but that is going to require you to give me the entire treat jar." His treats, guys, so you know, are just dog food. I just buy a different dog food. I like to get the moist and meaty. I use those for treats, and it works well. So, and then whatever other hard dog food. So it's different than what they get, and they think mom's treating them real good. Uh, he's probably starving. Oh no, he already had his breakfast this morning. Trust me, he's not starving. Hey, Mrs. Jarvis, good morning. So there we go. There's the end of the blanket. Da 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 da. Another blanket in the books with the crab stitch. Let's put this yarn away. Here's where we worked the edge in green. Also worked in tan when we first started. Where's the tan at? Or I guess it was green. I thought we had some tan somewhere. Oh, here's the tan right here. Tan. So this is just a variegated yarn. So let me try to fold this guy up. And I'm going to start a different project. Granny, this blanket is called the Modern Granny. And you can find a video of how I made this blanket on my YouTube. My handle over there is Wheeler 8 Acres. I used a size I9 hook for this, and I used Red Heart Super Saver yarn. Trying to get this folded up, y'all. Probably going to bump the camera. Y'all are kind of close to my lap here. But this is wheelchair size, 35 by 45. I started here in the very center, and I did a starting chain of 36, and then I chained one, and then I turned and went back the other direction. And I basically, this is a modern granny blanket. So it's different than a regular granny because what you do is you actually come after you've done your granny stitches and you put these chains around. Heaven, this is the modern granny is what this blanket is called that I just finished. And of course, here we go. This is the um, crab stitch that we just finished for our edging. Really nice though. I think it turned out really good. So, if y'all want to hang out with me for a little bit more, I have another half hour here to work. The next project that I'm working on, I started this last night. This is the Victorian lattice square. Is anybody interested in watching me crochet the lattice square? Isn't this pink yarn pretty? I think it's beautiful. Here's another. I just am letting the colors flow. I have a number of these already done. But I'm going to make a total of 12 of these. This is going to be a wheelchair size blanket as well. So I started this last night after work. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 of these made already. So this pattern, you can find, I probably won't have time to get through an entire square today, okay? But you can find this over on my YouTube. This pattern is called the Victorian Lattice Square by Destiny Wymore. There are links on the link tree where you can find this pattern. I watched, I believe, Hooked by Robin make this square, and there's a link for that on the link tree as well. Now, when I made this square the last time, we made it in retro stripe, which is a really bright fluorescent color. And I think I called it the party square or something. So when you're on the live tab on my YouTube, that's what you're looking for. But it is a full written pattern, and I will take you through how to do it if you guys want to stick around. I have one already started. So I'll have to explain how I started this. The yarn I'm using has this white color in it, and I'm taking that out. I don't like the white color. Dana, are you heading out? Have a good day if you are, Miss Dana. Thanks for being here. Darcy, look under the live tab. So when you look at my profile on YouTube, there's a bucket that says videos, then shorts. Move over to the live tab and then scroll down. There's a lot of videos. Look for Birchwood over there. This yarn I'm using today is Super Saver Bitty Stripes. And this is the colorway Grapey. Grapey. Really pretty yarn. Okay, so the way I started this blanket, well, let's just, I hate to take this off. Let me use this other yarn that I have here that I haven't opened yet. Let's use a fresh skein. That way I can start from the beginning and share with you guys how to do it from scratch. Let me put a little hole in this and see if I can fish out this yarn. We're probably going to get a bunch of yarn barf, I'm guessing. I tried looking for this center earlier and I couldn't find it. Would you relax, buddy? You've had a lot of treats. Why don't you get up there in your chair and take a little nap? My mom says that the reason Wheeler, that was our old dog's name. We had another Rottweiler in Arizona. His name was Wheeler, of course. She said the reason why Diesel gets so excited and wound up is because there's nobody here with me, and he just thinks I'm talking to him instead of all of you guys. He doesn't know the difference. That's what Mama Wheeler says. So, okay, let's see if we can get some yarn out of this yarn barf. I'm gonna make a sticker for yarn barf. Okay, so I start with a slip knot on my hook. Whoa. Hey guys, easy. Do y'all see the paws in my lap? Do you see the paws? Oh, don't take my yarn with you. Ugh. Easy does it. You guys can share the treats. Okay. To get a little feisty, you know? I'm going to start with a magic ring. Okay. You do not have to do a magic ring. You could do like a chain of 3 or a chain of 4 here in the center. However you like to do that. How I do my magic ring is I wrap my yarn and I pull down a loop. So I have them crisscrossed and I hold that in my fingers. Then I wrap my yarn around twice. I go through the loop, out the back, grab up another loop. So now I have 3. yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Now, when I do that, it kind of puts this long stitch here on the back. So what I do is I pull on the loop and I tighten that up. Okay, that is what I consider a standing double crochet. Then I chain 1, and right back into this center, I do another double crochet, chain 1. I do a total of these 12 double crochets with a chain of 1 in between. So make sure you count these. It's imperative that you get 12. Let me pull this a little tighter. That loop sometimes gets a little big and I have to squish it up. But basically 12 double crochets with a chain in between is how you're going to make this square. Hello. Get your chain, April. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see me miss that chain? Call the crochet police. Not paying attention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more. 11. Chain 1 and 12. Now, when you do your 12th one, you still need to do another chain here. Now I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the very top of my first stitch. Then I'm going to do another slip stitch into the space. My next stitches, I'm going to be working into the space of this center. Okay, again, make sure you have 12. You can pull your magic ring closed. I will come back and weave in the tail later. Okay, now into this space, what I'm going to do is I am going to do a 2 together double crochet. Sounds complicated. It's really not. I'm going to start with a standing double crochet. I pull my yarn up, twist my loop around, go through my hole, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first one. Then I bring it twisting around the back. Now I'm not going to finish this double crochet. I'm going to leave it undone. Then I'm going to put another double crochet right into this stitch. Again, not finishing it. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through all of that. Chain 2. Then I'm going to move to the next space. And then I yarn over, go down in the space, start another double crochet. Leah, are you talking to me? Sorry, I'm trying to do stitches, girlfriend. I'm trying to do stitches here. Now I do not finish this double crochet. I leave it undone. Now I'm going to start another double crochet, yarn over, again right down into that space, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I have 3 loops. Now I'm going to yarn over and pull through all of these. So that is 2 double crochets together. Chain 2. Again, move to the next space. Are you talking smack? Hang on, let me come back. What are you saying about me over here? Messing around. You're so good. I enjoy tormenting you. Oh, shucks. Okay, 2 together double crochet. Yarn over, right down into the space between the post, grab up a loop. Now we have 3. Yarn over, pull through 2. Do not finish. Just hold that stitch. Now I'm going to do another double crochet right into that same space. Yarn over, right back down in, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now again holding, we have 3 loops up on top. Now I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 3. Chain 2. These chains are what allows us to move to the next stitches. If you forget your chains, this will be too tight and get squished up. Okay, again, right down into the next stitch, 2 together, double crochet. Let me do a couple of these kind of fast. Excuse me. Then I will come back and explain it again before we get to the end. But you're going to do 2 together double crochets into each of these spaces. At the end, you should end up with a total of 12 little groupings. And don't forget your chain of 2 in between. It will kind of curl up a little bit, but after we do the next round, it'll flatten itself back out. Okay, almost there. We have 1, 2, 3 more left. Okay, so again, 2 together, double crochet. Wrap your yarn around, go into the space, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, holding. Do not finish. Yarn over, right down into that space, grab up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. Chain 2, and then again, move to the next space. April, do you block your squares and throws that you make? No, not typically, Marcia. I'm pretty lazy that way. I do have a blocking board. If they absolutely need it, I will. I will tell you my theory on blocking, and there's probably going to be a lot of dissenting views on that. Is that the right word? Disagreeing views. Everybody's got a different standpoint on this. My feeling is if the squares, when I put them together, don't lay flat, then I'm going to have to be blocking that blanket all the time. And I don't like the idea of having to do that. So my feeling is they should lay flat, even though these are curling up in my lap right now. That's why you're probably asking, because these look curly, right? But once I lay these flat and sew them together, let me see if I can reach another blanket here. I might bump y'all. Oh, I got a whole skein of black yarn with me. Hang on, hang on. Here is the exact same blanket. So once you get them all sewn together, they kind of like iron themselves out and flatten themselves out. Now, when I did this one, when I joined it, I'm going to join it a little differently here in the corners. Are you checking out the blanket, buddy? Hi. 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 I guess it's time for puppies. I guess it's time for puppy love. Hey, baby. Hi, baby. Yes. Are you being a good boy today? Are you being a good boy today? You're awfully panty. Is that because you've been running around? This is our boy Diesel, you guys. For those that don't know, we got him in December as a puppy, and he's a lot bigger now. He still thinks he's a lap dog, and he likes to come up on my lap when I'm trying to crochet. So normally I have him outside, but today no, you can't come up here. Okay, let's have you get down. There went my black yarn on the floor. Okay, we'll give him some treats and he'll get down. Anyhow, Marcia, these will iron themselves out. As you put them against each other, they're going to pull each other down. Okay, so that even though they look kind of curly here, they're going to pull against each other and iron themselves out. So that's why I didn't block these. Like I said, if they're absolutely horrible, I will block my squares, but I for the most part, I don't block. I'm too lazy. Velvex says Diesel is adorable. Oh, thank you, thank you. Sorry, I probably missed a lot of comments while Mr. Diesel was in my lap. He is getting big, Tammy, really, really big. Yeah, Hillary, he's almost as big as his brother, and his brother is not small by any means. Okay, now what we're going to do, let's get our little example here, because we're going to start making these little corner pieces here. Okay. And the way we do this is we come back around and we're actually going to do a chain structure around. And that is what creates this shape. And as we work back into the corner, so basically, if we look, this little piece I just made is what is right here in the center. Then we're going to come back and work double crochets around that chain. And so that's our next step. So the way we do this, Diesel is so spoiled, but very, very cute. Yeah, he's kind of spoiled, Marcia, a little bit. He does get good discipline, though. It's a little harder when I'm on the live because I'm trying to crochet and focus. So it makes it hard to focus on the dog, you know? It just got quiet. Clearly, I can't even be nice, right? Oh, you all. Okay, so I'm in this space here. I'm going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I'm going to skip over to this next space, work right in the space, and I'm going to do a single crochet. That becomes that big corner. So the one I said where we work all the double crochets, that is the corner. Now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going to work a single crochet into the next space, chain 3, and now right into this next space again, single crochet. Now I'm here, I need another corner that's going to come up. When we do the corner, we chain 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sherry, it's no problem if you missed the start. You can rewatch this over on my YouTube. We made these a couple weeks ago. And it is the party square. Look on the live tab. My handle on YouTube is Wheeler 8 Acres. You'll see on my profile videos, shorts, live. And if you go to the live tab, that is where you'll find it's a big like fluorescent kind of square. So I would love it if you would follow me over there on YouTube. I am live this morning both on YouTube and on TikTok. So basically, what happens is after I'm done with the live, um, you can see the videos right away. They actually don't even have a delay anymore. When I first started going on YouTube, they used to delay being able to post it for like 24 hours, but now they're live. As soon as I'm off the live, they're there for you. So you can go back and watch them. The other thing, Sherry, too, if you go to my profile on TikTok, you will see that I have a link tree. So right below my bio, you'll see HTTPS link tree. Any day that I come on live, all of the links are right there on the link tree, so you can access them after the fact. Just give me a follow here on YouTube, and you can come back at your leisure and check out all those links. All the old projects are on there as well. So, like I said, this project that I'm working on today, there's links on there. You're probably gonna have to scroll down. We've done a lot of projects since that one, but you'll see it there. It looks like a fluorescent neon kind of party square. It's the same pattern, but this is the Victorian lattice square by Destiny Wymore. This is the pattern. Oh yes, Bella Coco is who I watched do the video tutorial. So that is there as well. Or you can watch me make it on my YouTube. Either way, however you want to do it, it's totally fine. But this is a free pattern on Ravelry. Destiny just said if you make these and publish it, be sure and credit back to her and link to her pattern, which is what I've done. So if you go to the link tree, you can find Destiny's pattern right there on the link tree. And if you go on YouTube, you can find the party square in the description has all the links as well. So now I'm going to join with a slip stitch right here to this corner. So can you kind of see how this corner is taking shape now? We're turning this from a circle into a square. So now into this corner, we're going to do 5 double crochets. I'm going to start with a standing double crochet. You don't have to do a standing. You could also do a chain of 3. But I'm going to do a total of 5 double crochets. Here's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Kind of squish those down a little bit. Now in the corner, we're going to do a chain of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Normally when I do my corners, I do a chain of 2. So that was kind of a little learning curve. But by this square having a chain of 3 in the corners, that's what gives you this fabulous little teardrop look, is because of that chain of 3. So that's why we're doing those. Okay, now right back down into this corner space, we're going to do 5 double crochets. 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to do a single crochet right here into this first space. So the way I think about this is this stitch is kind of flying up here in the air. We've got to bring him down to reality. So we've got to tack him down, go into that chain space, and do a single crochet. See how that helps complete that pulling it down? Now we're going to do a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now right into this space again, we're going to do a single crochet. So we just made one of our first lattice right here. Now I'm going to immediately move into the corner space again. And you remember we did 5 double crochets. Diesel's almost gone through his whole treat jar. Uh, don't be alarmed, you guys. I'm giving him it's dog food, okay? So I know he's acting like he's getting a lot of treats this morning, but he only gets a couple little nuggets. Karina says, "Got to go. My toddler just spilt water all over the couch. Oh no!" 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 3. Now we need another 5 here, right into the corner. 4 and 5. Okay, so now we have 2 corners done. Now again, we're flying up here in the air. We've got to bring this down, tack it down, complete that curve. Now we do a chain of 4. Again, right down into the next space, single crochet. So there's another little lattice. Now we're going to move into the next corner again. And the next corner, we need 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Karina, thanks for being here. Have a great day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 3. And now we need 5. Leah said, I finally remembered to hop onto your YT. Thank you, Leah. Appreciate you. Leah is trying to convince me to knit, you guys. You guys want to see my knitting that I've done so far? Hang on, pause. Here's my knitting. This is my first ever knit. I knitted a little bit when I was in my 20s. I don't know that I ever got much past this. So I don't know that I'm really even doing this right. But this is what I've made so far with my knitting. You can see some mess ups right there. There's some mess ups right here. I don't know. I don't know about the knitting thing. I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling with the knitting. I don't know. I'm trying really hard. I think it's going to take a lot more practice. Look right here. There's lots of mess ups. So I thought this is what my thought was. I'll just make it this big. So this little section that I have here, and I'm just doing a knit stitch, is 8 inches. I probably should have made it like 6 inches, but it is 8. I might take the whole thing out and do it down to 6. But I was thinking maybe I could make this into a scarf. What do you think? Could I do a scarf and just do the knit stitch the whole way until it's long? And that way I get lots of practice over and over again with my knitting until I get more comfortable with it. But I feel like it should be only 6 inches for a scarf. What are your guys' thoughts? 6 inch, 8 inch? I don't know. I'm kind of struggling. I might tear it all off. I don't know. To be determined. But I am trying, Leah. Leah is a knitter here on YouTube that I follow, and she's got a great personality, and I just really enjoy her. So she's trying to inspire other people to knit. Somebody asked what yarn I'm using today. Today I'm using the Super Saver Biddy Stripes. This is the colorway Grapey. Tomorrow, if you guys are not aware, tomorrow I'm going to be doing another square. I don't know where it went though. Where did my square go? Oh, it probably fell on the floor. I'm going to be doing another square tomorrow on the live. So that's what we've got on deck. And then Thursday, I'm going to be doing a mesh tote. Danita said, make a dishcloth. That's a good idea, Danita. Maybe I should switch to cotton and try making a dishcloth rather than a scarf. That way I could, like, if it's bad, I could still use it in the kitchen. And if I feel like it wouldn't go to waste, right? I don't know. That was my first time, so I'm trying to give myself a little credit and be patient with myself. But the thing that I am struggling with, I can crochet really fast. Now, when I'm on the live, you guys know I kind of slow it down. But if I'm just sitting here on the couch, like I fly through my crochet projects. And with the knitting, I'm really having to like slow down and think, and it makes it kind of hard, you know. I'm not used to that. Sometimes I struggle with stitches with crochet, but I've been doing it so long, it just kind of like comes to me. And with knitting, it is more of a challenge. So again, here in the corner, I did 5 double crochets, chain 3, 5 double crochets. Victoria, have a great day. Have a terrific Tuesday. Single crochet into the first space, chain 4. When I did the first row, I chained 3, but as you start working the lattice up, you're going to be doing a chain of 4. Single crochet, and now I'm going to join with a slip stitch to the very first stitch. Okay, and there is where we're at so far. Boy, my little thing is looking scroungy today. I feel like it's slower even if you're an expert. Yeah, that's what I was kind of feeling like. Okay, so I think the difference for me, if I compare my knitting experience to my crochet experience, to make this little piece here, now obviously I'm brand new at it. I think I worked on this for like 3 hours. Like 3 hours I worked on this little piece. I could have half a blanket done in 3 hours of crochet. When I make a wheelchair size blanket, they take me 7 hours. That's like half a blanket. 3.5 hours is half a blanket. So as I'm looking at my knitting, like these are really small stitches for the same size yarn. I feel like I get more bang for my buck when I do crochet versus knitting. That's the part mentally I'm struggling with. Like, why would I spend so much time for such a little accomplishment, right? I know it's like, that's the part that I'm struggling with. Leah said, you're comparing apples to oranges, though. I know I am. I know I am. That's the part for me mentally. Like, I know it's different, but when I look at like what I'm accomplishing, I don't feel like I'm accomplishing as much here. But I do think for like uh, dishcloths or something like that, I could see where I would use this. I just don't know if I would use it every day like I do my crocheting. Let's see. Four Daughter says, I can't get my hands to comprehend knitting. Yeah. Leah said, you're using more yarn and creating a thicker fabric with crochet. Do you like the fabric feeling for the knit so far? I do. I do like the feel of it. But I like fancy stitches. I like complicated stitches. I like having ridges and textures and dimensions. So that's why it's like hard for me to like stick with it. Jennifer, I didn't know either. I started that. When did I do this? Saturday, I think. Or was it like Friday that I did it? Friday on my lunch break, maybe. And then I worked on it a little bit Saturday. And so I don't know. I don't know what my knit journey is going to be. I really don't. To be determined. I'm not like giving it up. But oh my gosh, we're almost to 30,000 likes. Karen says, I'm right there with you, April. I just don't know how much I'm going to stick with my knitting, if I'm being honest. I'm going to give it a fair shot, you know? Um, oh, friend, come hang out. We'll play lace. Lots of fun there. I could see that where like how this square has like a lacy effect to it. Like with this, I could see that and I could get excited about that. It's like with my tatting, you know, I really enjoyed tatting, but for me, tatting was incredibly tedious. And it just got to the point where it was like, I wasn't accomplishing a lot. Like I would work for hours and hours and I would end up with a little piece that was like this big of tatted lace. And that part was hard for me. It was, I just got bored with it, I guess. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about the knitting. I'm probably going to try it some more, but I think I like the idea of switching to a uh, dishcloth. So I think I'm going to take off that pink that I have, switch to cotton yarn, and make a dishcloth. That's going to be my new goal for my knitting, and see how I do with the dishcloth. So, with that, I am going to sign off. I'm hungry. I got to go get something to eat. Lots of texture and brain fun. I need some brain food, is what I need. I need some brain food. And a bagel is calling me. A bagel is calling me. So, anyhow, I hope to see you guys all tomorrow. Uh, 31,000 likes. Thank you, everybody, for the screen taps. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for spending your morning with me. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a terrific Tuesday. Bye for now.